Hey guys, OGalbina here, bringing you guys our next episode of how to build a draft league team, or I don't know if it's exactly what I want to call this series when I explain it, but basically what this series is I have a draft league match. For this one, it's going to be BBL ARCEUS Division Week 1 against King K Bull. I will build my team, I'll speed it up, I'll have everything on screen, I'll type out notes as to what my EVs do, what my thought process are, different little tips and tricks and stuff like that. If you're new to the draft league format, now am I, the premier builder in the world? Do I know all the secrets and do I build, flawless teams? Of course not. No way I do. But I think it at least gives good insight to people who are new to the format and are struggling with formulating teams and getting a good game plan together and things like that. I'll build the team and then I will show you guys a post-com narrated version of the match. So let me know what you guys would like to see from these types of videos. I want to make them more. They're a little bit tougher to make, but whenever I make them, they always do really well. And you guys seem to at least positively view them, like you enjoy them yourselves. So let me know if you want to see every week of BBL me doing this process, or if you want to see like just random showdown leagues, that I'm in that I don't typically upload all of, because I usually upload mostly Wi-Fi content onto here. If you want to see me do weekly videos of those, let me know as well. I wouldn't be opposed to that, or any other just ways of making this more digestible and more enjoyable for you guys to watch. But yeah, with that being said, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, sub if you're new. We're 593 at the time of me recording this. I'd really appreciate you pushing me towards 600. That's our goal by the end of the year. So if we get it before the end of the year, maybe push up to 610 by the end of the year, that'd be super clutch. But yeah, with that being said, let's jump into the build. Alrighty guys, here we are with the battle. You can see what King K. ended up bringing. He went with the Genesect, the Arceus Rock, Starmie, Cresselia, Crawdon, and Vikavolt. So no Zard X, which is great for me. I get why it didn't come, but I was definitely still a little bit scared of it with the team that I ended up building. Just because it put a little bit more pressure on Lycanroc, and even then a really fat Zard could kind of stay at a range of a Cellbark pretty easy and, you know, do a lot of damage to me. I'm seeing a Vikavolt, so we're gonna have to be careful with our Scizor, make sure we can keep that around to defog away those webs, because they can definitely be very, very annoying, particularly for our Gardevoir, just because I want something to outspeed a Arceus, if at all humanly possible. Our Mence is very primed to set up and win this game. We realistically just need Chip on that Arceus, and we can kind of just win the game and put ourselves in a really, really good position. I'm incredibly weak to Genesect and Arceus, though. Now, I know you guys are probably, like, watching the team builder portion of this and wondering, like, well, what did he bring for that? I don't really got shit for it. I'll be 100% honest. I think I do have to keep up offensive momentum a lot in this game and win the sack war. And I think I have a team that can do that. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. He's going to lead off with Cresselia, as I'm going to lead off with my Lycanroc Dusk. I wanted to lead something that at least kind of punished that Vikavolt a little bit. Maybe Scizor could have done the same-ish thing, but even then, I'm not like knockoff or anything like that, and I don't really threaten it offensively. I can kind of just defog away the webs. So I wanted to lead off with Lycanroc. It would have been a little bit tough switching into Genesect, but I think a U-turn or an Iron Head for sure comes out. No sane man goes for Flamethrower turn 1, so I feel like I can actually safely pivot into Scizor and kind of scout sets and see exactly what he wants to go for and all that stuff, so I think that's definitely very important. But we're going to see a Cresselia lead. I don't want to get Thunder Waved or anything like that, so I go into Scizor as he actually reveals Trick, and a Flame Orb gets revealed, and we lose our Rocky Helmet, and this is really, really unfortunate, because one of my ways of really bullying down this Genesect was going to be chipping it down via Rocky Helmet so that my Lycanroc could eventually revenge kill it. Or my Scarf Gardevoir if he's not Scarf for some reason, though I think Scarf is for sure probably his best spring. So that's really, really unfortunate. We just lost a really, really key way in wearing this thing down, especially if we can't get up rocks very easily in this game. So it's definitely pretty tough. Vikavolt's going to come out next here on the on our Scizor, but we're going to make a nice and free U-turn play, get into our Cinderace, and I'm going to make a bit of an aggressive play and go for low kick. He goes into Cresselia, which is a fair middle ground play. He doesn't get 2 KO by Pyro, but I'm realistically not super worried about this thing in the sense that I can just taunt it and stop any shenanigans from really occurring, and then just U-turn out and be fine the turn afterwards. Now, I will take a little bit of Rocky Helmet chip, but realistically not the biggest deal in the world. We just gotta kind of be cognizant of how much damage we're taking when it comes to that Genesect revenge killing us and things like that. And I would rather catch that Arceus than maybe, you know, get a little bit over-aggressive and catch the Cresselia or anything like that in a U-turn. I'd rather, you know, low kick, because I actually don't have much to really initially deal with Arceus anyways. So get that low kick off, get 70-80% off, and even potentially scout damage. If he's like max defense, I'll still 2-hit KO him, but I'll know that damage and I'll know that I'm probably faster. So I just feel like that was more important than you know, U-turning and predicting the crest. So we are going to low kick here. It's going to do absolutely nothing, obviously, and it's going to be unfortunate because we're going to take that low kick. I go for a taunt here as he actually makes the pivot onto Vikavolt, I assume, on my U-turn, but this allows me just a very free Pyro Ball. Cresselia is going to come back out. We're going to get a good chunk 31 off and get the burn. Now, that seems advantageous, but you're going to see a set in a little bit, and you'll see why that's actually pretty unfortunate for me. But next turn, I'm just going to go for U-turn at first. I don't think he's going to try and Moonlight up after he saw Taunt. He actually tries to go hard Crawdon on my Taunt and gets very, very much so punished for an over-aggressive play. And we're able to U-turn, pick off the Crawdon, and be in a pretty good spot right there. Next up, I'm going to go right back out into Gardevoir. Now, this does allow in the Genesect, which is unfortunate. However, I still do have my Scizor at a pretty healthy amount, and I don't think a Flamethrower is really coming out here, especially because I can Mystical Fire if I do end up having that move. We are going to U-turn, and this is where the Rocky Helmet would be great, but we're going to lose it. Arceus Rock comes out, and it ends up setting up Stealth Rock, which I thought was interesting, because I felt like Calm Mind just, like, 6-0'd me immediately. Rock plus Fire kind of 6-0'd me, but regardless, it's fine. I'm going to go Slowbro, try and get a Toxic off. Unfortunately, we're going to fail there, as the Cresselia comes back in, and it actually gets a free opportunity to, Moonlight up. Now, if I teleport, I might have clicked it at that turn. And I remember contemplating teleport when I was building at least. But I don't know if I would have, because I don't want to, you know, call the Arceus switching on my Slowbro. It might try and Calm Mind in my face. It might just Judgment or Thunderbolt me, to be completely honest. So who knows? I probably would have just clicked Toxic anyways. I'm going to make the Heart Scissor play. as we are going to see a Moonlight from this Cresselia. However, this is going to award me a Defog, and that's going to be pretty darn important for my Ments. But you're going to see Psycho Shift, and this definitely confused me. You're going to see it in the chat as I realize I still have my HP bar from Wi-Fi battles up. Oops. But you see in the chat, I don't necessarily know. Let me know in the comments if I'm just being an idiot, because I don't necessarily see the benefit of being Trick, Flame Orb plus Psycho Shift. It seems like a lot of extra steps for having 2 moves to burn something. I don't know. Maybe, honestly, I don't know. Maybe there's just nothing else benefiting him, and he was like, I'm gonna have both. It's funny. Who knows? Maybe I'm being an idiot. And again, I don't claim to know all, obviously. So let me know in the comments, like, what exactly you think that was for, because I couldn't figure it out in the game. That's for damn sure. He's gonna start in Psycho Shift. He's actually gonna obviously be faster than me because we're pretty fat Scizor, and Crest is pretty naturally fast. I'm gonna get a U-turn out here as the Genesect comes in. This is great momentum for me because I got a free Pyro Ball right here. Not much they can do about it except going to Cresselia as I low kick, because I kind of forgot I didn't click Pyro Ball there. They're really not wanting to give up that Arceus Rock, but it's fine because Crest is gonna come out. It's gonna get taunted once again as it tries to Moonlight up, and then I'm just gonna U-turn. This thing is going to stay incredibly low. Now the only unfortunate thing is my Cinderace is ridiculously low myself, but I think this is my only opportunity to really set up with Salamence, and I'm going to try and take it. With this thing taunted, it can't Psycho Shift me, which I know now. Otherwise, I'd be able to set up on this thing very freely, and I would roost up here, and I'd set up to +2, and be in a good spot. But I'm just going to have to Body Slam here, because I just get Psycho Shifted. Maybe Facade would have been a better play, but I don't know if I would have OHKO'd the... I probably would actually burned. I probably would have demolished this thing, but... it's going to allow it to where I don't actually get up enough boost, because this isn't an offensive Arceus. It's at least max HP. I believe this damage confirmed max HP. I don't know any Spit F or anything like that. But we're able to bring it down really low, which is really important because it's in range of Gardevoir, it's in range of Burn Scizor, and it's in range of Lycanroc. So all of these things are incredibly important. I go into my Gardevoir to just try and revenge this thing. He actually doesn't switch into Gardevoir very well. And the moment he wants to go into Genesect, I either trace download and I don't know his spread. I could potentially get a special attack boost that might deter him, or he goes into this thing and I trace analytic, or he gives me a bunch of damage on the Vikavolt and I 2-hit KO it. So I'm put in a really good position regardless by going Gardevoir here, and he actually ends up going Starmie. Even if this is Scarf, it's not going to do a lot of damage to me. I'm a Gardevoir. It's not. I'm able to pick it off and be in a pretty good spot. However, that's going to force in the Genesect. It's going to basically force a sack from me. And whilst... oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh, jeez. That's the worst. Well, I think that my Cinderace was still definitely pretty solid at this point in the game. I don't think it was needed because I have Lycanroc to bully down that Vikavolt. I also have my Gardevoir, which it doesn't appreciate taking a hit from. Like, I still think I can beat it for sure. And the last 2 members outspeed my Cinderace, and I don't see myself getting off a free move. I'm in range of everything at this point, so I figured Cinderace was my safest sack at this point. See what he ends up locking into, or confirming whether or not it's Scarf, and that's incredibly important, because if it's not, I literally win the game with Lycanroc off rip. So I end up going into Slowbro. Even if it was not choice, I believe I still just absolutely chew up a U-turn from like a life orb variant, which is not. I'll chew an expert belt one. It obviously can't be banned as well. So slow roll wasn't the worst idea in the world because I had a really free Scald regardless. And if he stayed in to try and chip me down with Iron Heads or try and kill me with a Thunderbolt, which definitely would have killed because no special attack boost, I would have gotten the sufficient damage I need for Lycanroc, which is, I believe the roll was 38 to like 45, so I can get it in the 40% range. That's my sweet spot in my position to win the game. So it's gonna have to be chipping that thing down with Rocky Helmet or him choking and allowing it to take a hit, which is gonna mean we're gonna have to play a little bit odd in this end game and switch our Psychic type in on a lot of U-turns. But you'll see how we eventually hopefully end up getting it to work. But I'm just gonna go for a very free Scald here. Like I said, it has a chunk to Vikavolt and actually ends up getting the burn, which is great. I'm gonna go hard Scizor because what this does is it either lets me sack off Scizor, which is fine. It's really not that needed at this point. I have 2 Pokemon that can still revenge the Arceus from this range. I just can't let it roost up or recover up. And I have my Slowbro that can Toxic it as well. And I lost my Rocky Helmet for the Genesect. So I can go into this thing and basically spam Defog and ensure that webs do not go up on my side of the field so that my Gardevoir can continue to outspeed that Arceus. So I'm going to Defog as this Vikavolt ends up roosting up, getting nice and healthy. Obviously, I'm going to roost up again myself because, again, why not? I don't lose anything by it. I stay healthy enough to where I can take Scarf Genesect hits maybe and, get a U-turn out for free. As Volt Switch is going to come out. it's going to bring me down to about 13%, and we're going to see Genesect come out. It is going to get a special attack boost, and looking at the calcs, I believe this confirmed that he was adamant on his Genesect. He was adamant Scarf. However, that didn't really change anything here. Still going to outspeed my modest Scarf Gardevoir, and obviously these two guys as well. But it was good to know at least he was adamant, I suppose. Because Jolly... he could have been Jolly. I think he needed like an absolute max roll to kill me though. So I could at least assume at this point adamant. But again, it doesn't really matter either way. It outspeeds everything on my team. But Arceus is going to be forced to come out here on the U-turn. I get to go Lycanroc and just click a Cell Rock as it does force a KO here. And then the... what do you call it? Genesect is going to come out. Thankfully, our defense and our Spadef stat are equal. So because of that, it won't get the attack boost thinking my defense is lower. It'll read the top stat as the highest if they're both equal. And I only know that because that's how Beast Boost works as well, like Celesteelite. Like if my attack and my defense stat are equal, I'll get an attack boost when I Beast Boost. And it's the same thing with download. So my Lycanroc is going to force this thing to get a special attack boost. I know because of this, if he wants to go for an Iron Head, I can go into Bro, and that's like probably best case scenario because I get a free Bro. And this thing's going to take Rocky Helmet Chip, and I get another free Scald, or I can make a double out expecting Vikavolt, though I don't even know if that's really a needed play. But it would be a pretty straightforward and telegraphed play, to be completely honest, because he can't really stay in and spam that, because then he just auto-loses to the last two Pokemon I have in the back. And even then, I don't really need to make that double too, because I'll be fast in the Vikavolt with Webs up, and I'm slower than this thing regardless. So I get to go into that thing, I get to click a Cell Rock, and I get to pick off a Pokemon, which is great. Out comes the Genesect again, and because no attack boost, you're going to see we absolutely chew up this U-turn. And because of that special attack boost, we're going to be able to take some more later on, which is going to be really, really important. But right here, I'm going to go hard Gardevoir. I have no reason not to. I don't need health on it, especially because if I get this Moonblast off on this thing, I'm in a pretty good position. But good play by King K. Bull. He's going to Volt Switch out, which makes sense. But again, I just make the Slowbro pivot, and another... U-turn should potentially put at least a roll in my favor for the Genesect to go down to in a Cell Rock, and that's just kind of my best play. Gardevoir's going to come out here on a Bug Buzz, as I do obviously save my Slowbro. I'm going to Moonblast is going to be enough to take out Vikavolt, so Gardevoir went absolutely crazy this game. Genesect comes out, it's going to lock into U-turn, which is completely fair. Best move to lock into at this point, but because I was able to knock out that Vikavolt and get that free KO basically, it kind of just sealed the game for me because I will live any non-crit U-turn. And even if I do get crit, I still have the potential of getting the roll with the Lycanroc. Now, I think I do die to a Scarf U-turn, so I don't think that really matters at all. But I will get the roll potentially, and if I don't get crit, I can just click Foul Play and knock this thing out pretty easily, especially with the +1, it's going to go down. So we're going to chew the U-turn up, not going to go down. This thing goes down to 40, and then it drops to a Foul Play, and we're going to grab a nice dub here, 2-0. This is definitely a very scary endgame. Genesect was an absolute problem. Arceus Rock could have been a real issue if it was a more offensive variant, or, you know, a more, what do you call it? Like a setup variant or something like that. I really think I struggle with that mod a lot. Like, just Rock plus Fire kind of ran my cheeks. So that was definitely good to not see that, and it could have been maybe, like, I don't know, Calm Mind Model Rock, too. That's really not the worst set versus me. My Steel doesn't even resist Rock, so that wouldn't have been the worst set in the world versus me, but we're able to take home a dub. GG's to my opponent, King K. Bull. I don't think he uploads or anything, but if he does, I'll link him down in the description below. And again, let me know if you guys want to see like weekly showdown content where I go over my game each week and go over my building process, or you just want to see these like one-off videos from random leagues or anything like that. Please let me know in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything I can do to improve these type of formats of videos. I really do want to do them more often. I know I always say that. They take a little bit more extra effort to make, but I really like how they come out, and I know the last couple I've made have done really well, so I hope you guys enjoy them as well. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.